Hi everyone, welcome to another video. The Chanel Classic Flap. Okay, this is an iconic bag. This is, I think, for a lot of people, not everyone, but for a lot of people, if you're into luxury, this is probably like that iconic bag that you would like to own. But it's really expensive now. It's crazily expensive now. And actually, although I have one, I bought this back in 2016 when the price was a lot lower. I wouldn't buy it now. And as I've said before, and I think that there are better bags that you can get instead of this and have change, considerable change. So the first is Preloved. I have always recommended Preloved. If you're watching this thinking, yeah, Sophie, this is great, you know, it's great that there are these other bags out there, but I really want a Chanel Classic Flap. How can I get that for less? If you go and look Preloved, I think, depending on the bag, the bottom has fallen out of Preloved recently. If you go and have a look at how much things are selling for, not how much people want, how much things are selling for, and you can do that on Vestiaire Collective if you keep scrolling to the bottom of the page. Everything that's sold before is there with how much it sold for. It's really telling. But I personally believe that the Preloved market is at a low at the moment. If you are thinking about buying one of these, here is a way that you can do it. I've got an example here that I want to share with you. This is a jumbo classic flap and it is £5,775. To put that in context, I actually thought the jumbo was like 10k or over, but I've looked on the website, which is not an easy website to navigate, let me tell you. And actually the price of this bag is £9,240. So if you were to go and buy the Preloved one at £5,775, do you know how much you'd be saving? If you're good at maths, you already know. But you would be saving £3,465. Over £3,000 you would be saving if you went and bought the Preloved version. So that's the number one thing. If you really want this bag and you're not interested in any other bag, but you don't want to drop 9k plus, think about Preloved. Now is a good time to buy Preloved. The second bag that I really recommend because it's iconic, it's classic, it's been around for like 20 plus years, is the Fendi Baguette bag. Now I'm looking at it in the larger size because I wanted to be able to show that to you. It does come in smaller sizes, but this is a large bag, so I want to be able to show you a large bag from Fendi. And if you were to get the canvas version, which I have, hold the line, hang on one second. This is the canvas version, just a bit of a size comparison there. So actually it's about the same width. Yeah, it's about the same width as the jumbo, but obviously not as tall. About the same depth. It's a very similar size. If you were to get the canvas version, and I've shown it here in black, like just like a classic black, the canvas version is £2,550 versus £9,240. It's huge. So if you were to buy the canvas version in the larger size, you would be saving a whopping £6,690. That is a massive, massive saving, and you're still buying yourself a classic bag that is going to last you, that will always look in style. Now, if you're watching this going, yeah, but that's canvas, I want leather, no problem. The leather version's not that much more expensive. The leather version is £2,750, which would make you a saving of £6,490. Again, it's huge. There's only a couple of £100 in it. So if you are thinking about the Fendi Baguette bag, but you don't want the canvas, have a look at the leather, because I think for circa £2,500, which is what these bags are, I think you get a lot from Fendi. And this is a great bag. I absolutely love this bag. Okay, the next up, and it's one that you know I love, but I want to show it in two different sizes to give you two different perspectives on it, and it is the Lady Dior. I'm going to show it in the small and in the medium because, again, a bit like with the Fendi Peekaboo, there's not a huge difference in price if you were to jump to the medium from the small. So the small, which is this big, versus the medium, which is this big. So, do you see what I mean? If you tend to carry a lot more around with you, I love this bag, but I don't find that I reach for it that much because it is that bit too small. Whereas this bag I use for everything because I can even fit my water in it. So it's like a good all-rounder for me. If you're someone who carries a bit more, I would spend the little bit extra and go for the medium. But if you're someone who doesn't carry more, you can save yourself some money and get the small. So if you were to go and buy the small size Lady Dior, how much would you be saving? Well, that bag is £4,900, which means you would be saving a really big £4,340. If you were to get the medium size instead, the medium size is 5,300 now, which is a lot, and I love the bag, but it's bordering on, ooh, would I spend the money? But hey, do you know what? If I've got Chanel money to spare and I want change, I would go for the Lady Dior in the medium size. I'd spend the money. If you were to spend 5,300 on the medium, you would be saving £3,940. Now for the last three, and they are three that I don't actually own, so I can't show you these, but the first one is the Gucci Jackie bag. The reason why I'm bringing this up is this bag was created or designed back in the 60s, and it is a long-standing design for Gucci. It's very classic, it looks very practical. You can get it in different sizes. The size I'm going to talk to you about is like I want to say the average kind of size. It is the small size. And the Gucci bags, what I love about Gucci is their stuff, particularly their bags, they're not ridiculously expensive. It's absolutely unbelievable, actually. You can get a lot in Gucci for £2,500, a bit like Fendi, actually. So if you were to get the Jackie bag in the small size is £2,220. That means you would be saving £7,020. 7,000! Can you believe that? How much you would be saving if you were to buy the Jackie bag instead of this. Now for the final two. Celine. I felt like I couldn't really move on without talking about Celine. I like this brand. I find a lot of their pieces are very classic. Even if they are a new design, I feel that they have a classic appeal to them. So for example, I've bought bags before, like years ago. I actually sold it because I stopped using it as much. But I bought like a flap bag from Saint Laurent, and I bought it Preloved. Even though they didn't make that bag anymore, it actually didn't matter because the bag shape itself was so timeless. And I sold it for good money because although they didn't make it anymore, it was such a timeless design. And I feel like the same is true with Celine, and I'm talking specifically about the Triomphe bag, which is one that I would really like to add to my collection, and I like the price as well. It's just under £3,000, so it's actually £2,950. If you were to buy that instead of the classic flap, you would save £6,290, so a good saving there. And then for the final bag, this is another one that when I was thinking about this, I thought this is a really classic bag. It's been around for a few years now. If you don't like a logo, this is a great one for you because it's kind of like that. If you know, you know. If you know the brand, if you know the style, you're going to know who the designer is. But if you don't, it doesn't matter. Not such a security threat. And it's from Loewe, and it's the puzzle bag. This bag is £2,400. And that would be a saving of nearly 7k, so you would be saving £6,840 if you were to get the puzzle bag instead of this. So they are my top tips. They are my recommendations on if you like this bag, but you're like, no, I am not going to spend that money on it. It's not worth it for me anymore, but I still want it. These are some options that I think are worth you considering instead. This is about personal taste though. You might have watched this and thought, be thinking, I don't like any of those bags you've just shown, and that's fine. And therefore I would urge you to have a look around for yourself, because you might find something you do love that is cheaper and will still give you change. You could even look at some of the mini bags from Chanel. If you really do want Chanel and you don't want to go pre-loved, have a look at like the mini square or the mini rectangle. You can't fit as much in them, but they're still cute bags and it would still tick the box for you with regards to like owning a Chanel bag. And they are, like from memory, they're under 4k. When I bought mine, it was 3,250 for the rectangle. Not sure how much it is now, but still it's going to be a lot less than one of these. So they're my thoughts. And I do want to say, I love Chanel. This is a brand I really like, but the prices are getting mad, and that's why I thought I'd do this video. Thank you all for watching, and come back tomorrow when there will be another video.